Minash-Shaytanir-Rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. وَتَعِزُّ مَن تَشَاءُ وَتَذِلُّ مَن تَشَاءُ بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرُ إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives you respect, and He is the only one who takes it away from you, and He controls the entire universe. My dear fellow Americans, John Shike with his regular program Halat-e-Hazra is present here with you, and I'm going to talk a very serious program today. As you know, I receive calls throughout the world. Many times people talk about different issues with us. They want us to bring different issues. They want us to talk about terrorism. They want us to talk about economic aid to Pakistan and many countries. They want to talk to us about the United States Congress and Senate. But today we're going to talk about discrimination in America against Islam and Muslims. Fellow Americans, my hero in the United States, Rosa Parks. I salute that lady, what she did. And it's a history in America that Rosa Parks did not give her seat to a white American who came. In those days, there was a law. If a black woman or black man or black child, anybody other than a white was sitting on a seat, and if the white man gets in a bus or train, you must give up your seat. At Rosa Parks, I salute her courage. She refused to give the seat to the white man because she said, I have paid the similar way that the white man had paid. She was arrested, prosecuted, and then the case was going to the United States Supreme Court, and as you know what the law is today. Having said that, I am embarrassed to report this to you, that one of the airlines in the United States known as Delta Airline, the most recently, Monday, February 2nd, 2015, did completely against what Rosa Parks had taught to America and what the law is. And the funny thing is, the discrimination which was conducted not only had in the white American, it was also the lady who was the air hostess of that airline, or Delta Flight 1576, who was leaving from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Detroit. The passenger was Darlene Heather, her 4 kids, and her husband. The African American air hostess stated that she had complained by another passenger. So let's talk about how this began. 4 children, a wife and husband, got in a plane. They're going back home to Detroit. One white lady complained the kids were noisy and they're disrupting her, while the other person saw this lady wearing a hijab, in scarf over the head. And the white woman responded to this Arab lady, Darlene Heather, this is America. So what if this is America? Is America anywhere different than other part of the world? This whole world is created by God, our Creator. He's the one who created this. So what, America is outside the God's creation? What is so if it's in America? Well, the funny thing is, because she was wearing hijab, the scarf over the head the Muslim women wear, has been pain in the neck to the many racists in the world. Begin with is start a big movement from France. France banned hijab wearing in their country. I can understand the double standard of this country, and none of the Catholic religion can wear hijab while the Muslim woman cannot. Don't you think these are double standard to you? Having said that, so what happened? The air hostess who came in, while the white guy who was making a racist remarks on Muslim lady that she's terrorist, the Muslims are terrorists, all Muslims are terrorists, whatever. While another citizen or other passenger from the plane, unidentified passenger with his cell camera, was making the video of the entire thing what was going on. Instead stopping to that racist white male or that racist white woman, stop torturing and harassing and discriminating against a Muslim lady, her kids and her husband, who have paid the same way the plane fare just like anybody else. the black air hostess told her, you move the seat and you must behave and listen what they are saying. You keep your mouth shut or you will be thrown out of aircraft. This is ridiculous. I like to ask to the African Americans, God's sake, you from all the people going to discriminate against Muslims? You're going against the Rosa Parks? Would this make, I bet you, if the Rosa Parks heard this thing in her grave, she would turn over in her grave. Oh, God's sake, this is the thing I fought for my own nation, my own people. African American telling another race, get out, go back, and supporting a racist white guy. It's hard to believe. Last but not the least, the whole cake, Delta Airline. Oh, God's sake, you have a responsibility. You should have trained your personnel in a certain way to handle that situation right differently. But what happened? The African American air hostess told her, go back on the seat, and they were put last seat on the plane right by the toilet. I can't believe that. And what the Muslim lady respond to all this discrimination? This is what surprised me from all. Prophet Muhammad gave us teaching, forgive your enemy. Allah will be happy with you. But how long, Prophet, we're going to keep forgiving these people? They keep punching on our face. They, after using us and use us like a condom and throw it away to Pakistan, and then they take Pakistan as a terrorist nation, and again, how long we had to be used, Prophet Muhammad? Please tell us that. He gave us message of peace. He gave us message of love. We Muslims try with a couple of bad people. If few bad apples in any Muslim countries, you want to name the entire Muslim world a terrorist nation, the terrorist people, the bad people. Then what about KKK? What about those gangs in America? Every 22nd, according to the FBI, woman is raped in this country. Every 22nd. Every few seconds there's a person, he's assaulted in America, murder in America. There are more crime than anywhere in the world in the United States of America. Are we a terrorist nation? I want you to think about it. What are we saying? What these African Americans are doing? If the same thing would have done to the Afro-American, NAACP and LULAC and all these organizations would have been standing and speaking against Muslims. Oh, these Muslims. Oh, these this. How dare they did this. How dare they did that. But we have to take the punch. What the darling had her say, all she's asking for apology from the Delta airline. And all she's asking the Delta airline, from pilot down to the crew, they should be trained differently. Ladies and gentlemen, here I like to bring something to you. Right after the 911, I was planning to go to Pakistan, and I took the Continental Airline flight from here, and it was flying from Houston to London, and from London we were connected to Amarat, the airline from Dubai. That would take you from England to Dubai, and from Dubai you go to to wherever you want to go, Pakistan, India, Japan, France, whatever, you know, that was the hub, was Dubai. In those days, this was newly done. Then when the Homeland Security came up with the idea for the name check, she saw my passport and she looked at me and she said, John Rashid Shike, my name. She asked me, where are you from? And I said, I'm an American. This is my passport. Saying, no, where are you from? This was an Asian lady. Asian means Oriental lady, I should say that. She took me out of line, made me go through the special security, and they checked me, and she was so cautious to put me in a plane. I was afraid they were going to tell me, hey, we're not going to let you sit in a plane. I felt better after I got up in London and changed the flight. Ladies and gentlemen, people went through horrible things. Even our own politician, Sheikh Rashid, who came to the United States, at the Houston airport, he was stopped and checked, and his phones were checked and everything. He's a politician, member of Pakistan Parliament. Imran Khan, for example, he's the head of and many others, not mentioning regular citizens. Thousands of people has been discriminated because their name is Khan, Butt, Akbar, or Ali. How would you like that if you go to the Muslim countries and your name is Smith, Jones, Williams, and they start fingerprinting you and checking you? Then what you going to do? Who's going to explain to that racist guy who was making comments that everything you have in America today, our economy, is on because of China and the Middle East. All the Middle East money is invested in United States. A very high majority of the Middle East money is invested in United States. So people, racist people like you, can have a job. So let me go back to the thing which I was saying. This lady who discriminated, don't you think she has a right to file a lawsuit against the Delta airline? If this was happening to white American, African American, Hispanic, they will slam a lawsuit in a second. They won't hesitate. But what she's saying, I want an apology. My dear fellow Americans, we got to learn to live with each other. Islam is the religion of peace. And let me bring here, which I want to bring purposely this thing on this issue and what's happening in Israel. Israeli army, Jewish army can get into anybody's home, wake the children up in the night, take them, beat them, rape them, or whatever they want to do with them, no question asked. They are just doing to protection of Israel. But if the other side from Beirut, Misal Kham or something come, they are terrorists. And let me say something different. I don't know how to explain to you. Is President Obama is a racist? I hate to say this, but I'm fixing to say that. But under the freedom of press and freedom of speech and my constitutional right, I, as an American, have right to ask my president, Mr. President, where you stand when the race card is concerned. You can see what's happened in Sudan. You can see there was a referendum in Canada for Cuba to be free. We have seen they were given a referendum to Scotland to be free from England. But the United Nations approved, and there are no referendum done today in Kashmir. And 100 and some thousand people have been murdered in hand of terrorist Hindu army of India. And you went there and you signed a contract with a bunch of terrorists. If this is for the hate against Islam, against Muslim, or what? It seems to me, Mr. President, with respect to you, sir, that you are trying to angry Pakistan. You know by this your action will angry Pakistanis, will make agitation on the street, and there will be anti-American slogan. Why you want to do that? You want to do that because you're coming out of Afghanistan, or you're dying or itching, I don't know where, to name Pakistan as a terrorist nation. Is that what your game plan, sir? Shame if that's a game plan. This is the same Pakistan, Mr. President. When Liaquat Ali Khan came here to this country back in 50s or early 40s, you told the world Pakistan is our best friend. And those days, Mr. President, from border of Turkey to the border of Vietnam, there was nobody who liked America. Pakistan was the only one. And we have just recently won war against terrorism for America. 50,000 Pakistanis are killed. Plus 15,000 Pakistanis are killed in a war, America's war against terrorism. Not only, sir, 100 years America could not kick Russia out of Afghanistan. But with the help of Mujahideen of Pakistan, which America set it up, with the help of Al-Qaeda, which America set it up, with the help of General Hamid Gul, General Zia, which America set it up through them, with American money, American technology, American funds, we were able to defeat Russia. And what you did at the end? Leave the Afghanis as a garbage on Pakistan's border and left. And what we got in return? Instead of our debt should have been retired, we should have got economic aid, you should think about for Kashmir and other thing, think about Palestine and all that. No, you left Afghanis in Pakistan border, and we got terrorism in our country. The Afghanis brought Kalashnikovs and bombs to our economy, to our country. Billions of dollars economy was wasted to Pakistan. So, Mr. President, that's what you want to give it to your friends? But then again, what you did to Shah of Iran, what you did to Hosni Mubarak. Mr. President, history repeats. It's about time we as an American must gain respect by loving other people. And this kind of situation, what just the Delta airline did, I think you as the President of the United States should come out and say, I condemn that. I condemn that act. In our airline, a Muslim woman has been harassed and discriminated, and that particular person, if that was a Muslim, all American media would have been covering, oh, Muslims, this against Americans, oh, wait, blah, 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 and let's, FBI will be looking for him to arrest him. Nothing is done. Yet, the air hostess told Darlene Heather, you comply what I'm telling you, or we will throw you out of plane. Mr. President and member of Congress, Senate, it is your duty, sir. Today, world is looking at you. You should come out and say no to this kind of thing. Because what happened, there's over 6 million Muslims in this country. Coming next election, they're going to be remembering these things. Mr. President, it's about time. You should hold a press conference in the White House, and maybe you should speak to the nation, or maybe draft a letter and send it to the Delta Airline and to the media. We will not tolerate this kind of discrimination, and Delta Airline should have a better training policies. That's all we are asking, sir. Now, Darlene Heather and her family has the right to file a lawsuit. I don't know if they're going to do or not, and neither I can recommend anything because I am not a licensed attorney in their state or this state. Cannot give them any legal advice. But Mr. President, as is your constituents, as an American, I can ask you, sir, with respect, that you as my president, even though you make a biggest boo-boo in India, you're trying to make India stand in front of Pakistan, knowingly that this irritated Pakistan. But what is going to happen if something happen again in the world and you're going to need Pakistan? Where's India? India is the same country who, when they make atomic bomb, the Indians were publicly saying we like to throw atomic bomb on America. These are our same Indians who hate the United States. And you went there, make so many contracts with India so you can irritate Pakistan. Mr. President, that's not the way to treat your friends. That's not the way to treat Muslims, the way Delta Airline and many other business in the airline did. In America, because the media I hold responsible for this hatred against Muslims. It can be handled differently. Mr. President, in closing, I'd like to say to you and to my member of my Congress, with respectively, Honorable Member of Congress and Senate, and Honorable President of the United States, sir, with respect to you, I think this is your duty to stand up and tell Delta Airline and all businesses that you cannot hold Muslim responsible because they are wearing hijab. This is America. It's a country of a free choice and freedom. People, this is a home of free. This is a home of dream home for the people who come to this country. People who never owned an automobile in their life, never owned a home in their life, when they come to America, this land of opportunity. They're able to buy cars, 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and they can able to buy a house. Because we are blessed by God. God has blessed us. Let's keep receiving God's blessing before we angry Him and we lose everything. But remember, Mr. President, Roman was a great nation one day. Persian Empire was a great nation one day. Mr. President, they all went down. I'm afraid if the policies like this will continue, we will go down too. But I think basically American people are the greatest people in the world. There are few bad apples that we should watch. Mr. President, my request to you again is about time that you hold a press conference or some kind of meeting in the White House. Let the member of Congress speak on it, member of Senate to speak on it. We should not allow this kind of attitude or this kind of policies in any airline or in any business, any private place or anywhere in a government agency, because religion is a personal thing. That's all, Mr. President. Let me hope that this message of correction get to some Americans and to you and to some member of my Congress. And I'll request to the American people, please write to your congressman and to senator. If you want to contact me, I'm John Shike, CEO of Waa TV. My telephone number is 832-741-0564. May Allah bless you, God bless America, and God bless your families. Have a blessed day.